How's it going, everyone? Hudson here. I am coming to you guys today with a strategy video for Open Workout 17.2. So Open Workout 17.2 definitely looks like a good one. It looks like one that if you are definitely very strong, you're gonna do pretty well at. And if you have a good amount of gymnastics, you are gonna do pretty good at. So I'm very excited to see how this one plays out. And I've already seen a couple members do it, a couple of bigger guys that already have bar muscle ups that are pretty good at toes to bar, attackless workout. And I think that was a good way of me to see where the bigger athletes are going to be, and also where us smaller people, shout out to all the smaller athletes out there, are going to do as well, because definitely I had a strategy in my head of how that workout was going to play out before they started. They attacked a little different. I saw their strengths and weaknesses, and now I have a new idea, a new plan of how I'm going to approach that workout and how to have other people approach that workout. So Open Workout 17.2 is a 12-minute AMRAP, 2 rounds, 50-foot weighted lunges with the dumbbells in the front rack, 16 toes to bar, 8 power cleans. Once you finish those 2 rounds, you go straight into 2 rounds of 50-foot weighted lunges, 16 bar muscle ups, and then 8 dumbbell power cleans. So before I get into the meat and potatoes of this, I wanted to give some real quick tips for you guys to implement before you do this workout. So quick tip number 1, shave your calluses. Don't shave them down or file them down too much to where you have just raw skin, but definitely take them down. Already I'm seeing a bunch of people post up a bunch of like torn hands and stuff. I mean, you don't want to tear your hands, it's a workout. My buddy Roger tears his hand, gets infected a lot, and you don't want to have, go to the hospital because you got an infection from CrossFit and then all that yada yada. So make sure you shave your hands, stay safe, don't get blood everywhere. Wear knee sleeves. This should be a given. If you don't have knee sleeves, find someone and borrow the knee sleeves. Even if they just did the workout and the knee sleeves were sweaty and stinky, okay, maybe go wash them in the sink real quick or try to dry them off really fast, but use knee sleeves. They'll protect your knees a lot. I used to do lunges without knee sleeves, like when I first started CrossFit, and now, like ever since one workout where like bugged my knee and it really jacked up my knee, I can't, just regular bodyweight lunges hurt my knees a lot. So make sure you're wearing knee sleeves, protect your knees as much as you can. Grip is a big piece of this workout. Keep that in mind before you even start. Even if you are a gymnastics warrior, you can do toes to bar and bar muscle ups all day long. When we saw the games athletes do it for the live announcement, they were definitely they weren't dying, but they were breaking up the sets from the get-go. They were like on the bar muscle ups, like Carrie Pierce, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her name. It was either doing like 3 or 4 at a time, and the other girl was doing like 2s at a time. So keep that in mind. Don't do huge sets. I wouldn't recommend doing 8 to start. Be real conservative. Do 4s, maybe 5, 3, 2, or 3, 3, something like that. Just play it smart. Don't blow yourself up. Grip is a huge part of this workout. Learn from 17.1. If you were someone that from 17.1 your back was wrecked for several days, like you were almost paralyzed basically and you couldn't do much, learn from that. Spend a ton of time stretching your lower back, your thoracic. Spend a lot of time stretching your hamstrings. We'll get a little more into that right now, but make sure you are spending a lot of time prepping your body to get in optimal positions. It is a dumbbell, it is kind of awkward. You're not gonna be able to make it as pretty as you would with the barbell for power cleans. So just be sure that you're stretching, you're doing all the precautious things that you need to do to stay safe and move as best you can. So first thing, getting into mobility. A lot of things going on. There's lunges, so it's a lot of hips right there, so make sure you are stretching your hips out a lot prior to this workout. If you have scap bands, if you have the bands where you can warm up your scapula, warm up your back, and make sure everything is nice and good, you have a really strong, powerful back, to use those before you get started, because those will probably save you from being totally wrecked and jacked up. Just like I said, from learning from 17.1, stretch your hamstrings a lot. Your hamstrings are going to take a toll. If you have tight hamstrings, that's going to affect your toes to bar, so make sure your hamstrings are nice and loose. And then going back to the grip issue, I would definitely voodoo floss your elbows, voodoo floss your forearms. If you have painful shoulders, voodoo floss your shoulders, and definitely stretch your shoulders out as well, so you're able to really open up in that kip and use a lot of that kip. The kip is going to be the biggest thing. If you have a really big, powerful, strong kip, you're going to be able to do a few more reps at a time. You're going to be less taxed. You're going to you save more energy using that kip. So make sure you spend a lot of time stretching out your shoulders as well. Make sure you get them up and back so you have a nice, strong kip. So shoulders, hip flexors, hamstrings, and anything else that you think that you need to stretch after performing 17.1 and learning from that workout. warm up. I definitely want you to be a little sweatier, breathing a little harder than you would have been starting 17.1. 17.1 was how much can you maintain and just keep a nice steady pace the whole time. Where this workout is, okay, how fast can I get through these first 2 rounds of the toes to bar so I have lots of time to get through 32 bar muscle ups. That's a lot of muscle ups. You wanna make sure you have optimal amount of time to complete those and get those done, and then see if you have, you know, enough in you to get to 1 or 2 rounds in of the toes to bar. Make sure you do try several of the power cleans out. I wouldn't go anything heavier than the RX weight. 100-pound dumbbell cleans is heavy enough as it is, so I wouldn't recommend doing 65s to really test it out. That's just gonna maybe tweak your back or check your back even more, so maybe even lighter. Start with 40s, okay, get the kind of feel for it, see how they feel. Then go to the 50s for ladies. Do like 25-pound dumbbells and then go to 35-pound dumbbells. Just make sure before you start this workout, you're breathing a little harder, breathe a little sweaty, because you want to start up here. You want to keep your heart rate up a little bit and get through this first 2 rounds as fast as possible so you have a lot of time for bar muscle ups. Movement efficiency. So real quick, make sure you check the standards at games.crossfit.com. These movements are very, I wouldn't say very technical, but they are very technical in the sense of their standards, and there's a lot of little things you need to pay in mind. For example, like for the power cleans, you can't bring the dumbbells in between your feet and touch, which I don't know if anyone would do that, but I could see, you know, a couple people would try that, so just make sure the dumbbells go outside your feet. When you come up with the dumbbells, some people, when they were practicing and warming up to yesterday, they would bring the dumbbells right in front of their chest and having the back of it touch their chest or the front of their shoulder. It needs to be stacked on top of you, either directly on top of your body or slightly behind you with the dumbbell hanging off the back of your shoulder. So just make sure, check all the standards, see which you're gonna do. If you're gonna do RX, you're gonna do scales, if you're masters, check all the individual things, read them out loud, you know, have someone else double check, have your judge double check, make sure they're good to go, and everyone knows exactly what they need to be doing. When it comes to the weighted lunges, just like I said, dumbbells need to be either on top of your shoulders or outside. What a lot of people have been saying is, instead of keeping your elbows up here and kind of keeping more engaged with them, kind of let your elbows drop down to the side, let the dumbbells just stack on your shoulder. What you have to do is you have to keep a grip on those dumbbells the whole time. What some people are doing is they're opening up their hands a little bit, so that way their hands can kind of rest on the dumbbell. So for example, actually I don't have anything to grab, but let's say you have a dumbbell right here. The back of the dumbbell's on your shoulder, you have the front right here. You're going to hold it like this, still keep a couple fingers hanging onto the handles, so that way you can kind of relax your grip a little bit and more so just have them sitting in your palms, and you're not really squeezing the bar, you're not wasting any grip, which again, grip is gonna be a big factor in this workout. Don't take any huge excessive steps, especially for that last little bit to finish your lunge distance. Just make sure your lunges are nice and pretty, core is tight, you are taking, you know, a nice perfect lunge, your front shin is vertical. Don't do any excessive stretching in your lunge and make it inefficient, tax extra muscles, you know, extend your back too much and really fry your lower back, which you need for all that kipping work. So just make sure your lunge is nice and pretty. If you have to take one extra step, so let's say, you know, let's say your foot is right here and that tape is right here, and you try to stretch out that foot even longer, don't do it. Don't waste time. Don't risk tweaking your back or anything like that, or risk messing up and you have to go back to the next marker. Just take your time, don't rush it, make sure lunges look super pretty. Toes to bar. Again, like I was saying, if you have a nice big strong kip, you are going to do very well at toes to bar. You're gonna save a lot of energy. I wouldn't recommend doing the knee up and then kick technique. I would recommend doing the big huge swing, keep the leg straighter, as straight as you can, and then touch the bar. So keep a really big long swing versus doing the quick fast, just speed up and down really quick and keeping a really vertical body. Use your swing, use your kip, it's gonna save you in the long run. Power cleans. Power cleans, it's an awkward movement with dumbbells. It's very taxing on your back. What a lot of people are gonna end up doing is a lot of people are gonna end up curling the bar, or excuse me, curling the dumbbells. I wish it was a barbell. A lot of people are gonna end up curling the dumbbells. Because of that, their biceps gonna get taxed. It's more hanging. It's not gonna be a good scenario. So just make sure every single time you're pushing your butt back, keeping your chest up as much as you can. It's gonna be hard. Touching the floor, big extension with those hips, just like those dumbbell snatches, and then catching them with the rear of the dumbbell behind the shoulder. Kind of vice versa what I said for holding the dumbbells and kind of having your hands back and just holding the very end of the dumbbell. Do the same thing but backwards. So now, if this is your dumbbell and you're coming down to touch, hold it just at the very base, kind of holding the back of the head of the dumbbell, touch one side, come back up, and nice big explosion. Both heads of the dumbbell don't need to touch the floor. Only one head of the dumbbell needs to touch. So literally just let that dumbbell slide in your hand, one end touch, big pull, and come through. Really, really simple. Just make sure, again, protect your back, keep your butt down, chest up as much as you can, drive with those hips. Big things I want to point out, tips for the bar muscle ups. It's the same concept for the toes to bar. It's a big swing. Pull down as much with your lats as you can. That's how you do a bar muscle up. A pull up, people do their swing and they instantly try to pull to their shoulders. You can't come here and do a bar muscle up unless you have false grip and you're really good at calisthenics. So for most of us, we need to pull down with our lats as much as we can, get a good hip pop, good hip drive to get yourself close to that bar, and then lay on top. So I have a technique video. I will link it up above. It is a very old video. It's like one of my first YouTube videos, so it's a little iffy, it's a little sketchy. Well, not sketchy, but it's a little choppy and not the prettiest of videos, so be kind on there, but I'll link that up above so you guys can check that out and see some good tips. It's really good tips. I just recently watched it and it points out everything you need to really focus on for the technique wise, or the technique part of the movement, so check it out and hopefully it'll help you guys maybe get your first bar muscle up. So mental game going into this workout, like I kind of said previous, it is not a true, it is a sprint. You are moving very fast, but you are breaking the workouts up. If you try to go, superhero on the toes to bar and do all 16, your heart rate's gonna shoot up through the roof because your grip's getting taxed. You are going to, going from 8 power cleans, you're gonna be really tired, and it's just not a good time. So definitely I recommend from the start, breaking up your toes to bar. Even if you're a toes to bar king, do 8 and 8 or do 10 and 6. Second set, maybe do 10 or 6 again, or you break up into 3 sets. Do 8, 4, 4. Is that even 16? That's 16. 8, 4, 4. Do something to save your body. Don't let yourself get too tired. Small sets, small breaks is how you're gonna do good at this workout. Another quick thing I wanted to mention about the tiebreaker time. So a lot of people are mentioning, I'm seeing this all over the place, people are saying do 7 of the 8 power cleans, rest, do the 8th power clean into your lunge. I recommend that highly for the first 2 rounds of this workout, but let's say you have about 2 minutes left and you're just now walking up to your last set of power cleans. What you need to do is you need to do those last 8 immediately. If you're not ready to do lunges, set them down, it's fine. Do a 9th one and then go into it, because your tiebreaker time is when you finish the 8 power cleans. So you want to have a good tiebreaker time. So I feel like people aren't going to, it's not gonna be a huge broad range of time on this workout. For example, some people last week couldn't finish the workouts. They were around 20 minutes. Some people went, I think there was a very small handful of top level athletes that went sub 10. So it's a huge difference in time frames for everyone on that workout. This workout's not gonna be too far. A lot of people are gonna get stuck on the first or second round of bar muscle ups, and that's where a lot of people are gonna end. So on the 3rd or 4th round, whenever you think it's gonna be the last time you get to 8 power cleans, you need to do those 8 as fast as you can. Get that good tiebreaker time. Again, if you feel good, you can go straight into those lunges, get to the 25 and break. Boom, do that. Okay, get 25 lunges and break. Otherwise, do those 8, rest. Okay, do a 9th one. Oh well, you did an extra power clean, so what? You have a good tiebreaker time now, and then get through your lunges. Cool. And talking about the lunges again, if you are a bigger athlete, you're a stronger athlete, and 50-pound dumbbells on your shoulders isn't that big of an issue, I recommend doing the 50 unbroken. That's gonna help set you apart, because if you're a bigger athlete, you might not be that good at gymnastics. I'm not judging though if you are. I'm not assuming that bigger athletes can't do gymnastics. If you can, awesome, you are gonna crush this workout. But if you are a bigger dude, a bigger, stronger dude, and gymnastics might not be your goat, definitely get through those 50-foot walking lunges unbroken, turn around, get through it, set it down. Okay, now you have a little more time to do the gymnastics work. Whereas me, personally, I'm going to break them up at 25, I think, except for the first round. The first round I'll do 50, after that I'm gonna do 25s. 25s the whole way to stay safe. So those are my tips for Open Workout 17.2. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Constantly Varied Fitness. Last week I posted up a dumbbell snatch technique that a lot of people tried and they end up liking. I'm going to keep you guys updated on the Insta story after I do the workout today and give you a little more in-depth detail on how it's all gonna go and how it's gonna run. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, or follow us on Instagram, leave them there. If you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and we'll see you guys next time.